A little delay. If you do not know, I do a live show, not countdown because we're already in it, but our Son of Fun Live. And so I just got done doing that. And also, we just had an aircraft incident on the airport. They lost a gear, but we're good. They walked away. Everything is safe. So during the show, I am texting, and because I'm the person texting out to the pilots that there's an issue at the airport. So I was doing that while we're doing that. But regardless, it has been a great start. I think we're at day 4, where we are obviously celebrating the red, white, and blue. We're celebrating America this year. It has been a phenomenal fly-in. I keep telling everybody, the one thing we have to do at this point is just be safe. So it's very hard to, generate this and unpack this event each year and start operating. So we always have the hiccups as we get going. But now we're in the groove, and we'll be really good at this by Sunday. So again, but thank you all for joining us. This is a meaningful moment, not just for the Aerospace Center for Excellence, but also for our Central Florida community and for the future of aerospace education here in Polk County. I want to begin by recognizing the leadership that made today possible. To our board of directors, your vision, your stewardship, and your belief in this mission have brought us to this moment. Projects like this don't happen by accident. They happen because committed individuals choose to invest in something that will outlast them. Thank you for your guidance and your trust. Today, we are not just breaking ground on a building, we are breaking ground on what comes next. This project will enclose and expand the functionality of the Aerospace Center for Excellence, a deliberate step forward in how we engage, educate, and accelerate the next generation of aerospace professionals. This project will add approximately 9,000 square feet, number one, of air-conditioned space, which is great here in Florida, of flexible, purpose-built learning space designed to grow the needs of students, educators, and industry partners alike. But square footage isn't the story. Impact is. Right now, our programs reach over 30,000 students annually, and many of those programs are already at or beyond capacity, thanks to our team here, led by Eric Crump, our Vice President for the Aerospace Center for Excellence. Please give him a round of applause. Also for his team. That's a good problem, but it's still a problem, because every student we can't serve is a missed opportunity. Every classroom we can't host is a pathway not explored. This expansion is how we solve that. It allows us to, 1, expand our early childhood STEM access through programs like Storytime, which is super awesome for our 2 to 5-year-olds, and STEM Sprouts, support middle and high school students on field trips, and through summer camps enjoying immersive, hands-on learning experiences. Increase year-round programming that connects students directly to aviation careers. In short, it allows us to meet demand, not just today, but for the future. And that future matters. The aviation industry is an inflection point. Workforce shortages are real, and the need for pilot technicians, engineers, and innovators continues to grow. But the solution to that challenge doesn't begin at the flight school or the hiring office. It begins much earlier. It begins with when a child first sees an airplane and thinks, that could be me. Everything we do here is built around that idea. That exposure leads to curiosity leads to engagement, and engagement leads to opportunity. The reimagined and enclosed Aerospace Pavilion will serve as a launch pad for that entire journey. It will place where a 5-year-old discovers flight for the first time, where a middle school student begins to understand how it works, and where a high school student takes the next step towards a real career. That continuum from first exposure to real opportunity is what makes this project so important, and is why today matters. Because years from now, when a student earns their wings, designs new avionics systems, new avionics systems, plans for air traffic modernization, or leads in this industry, there's a very real chance this story will trace back to a moment that started right here on the Lakeland International Airport on this campus. So today, we celebrate progress, continuing a journey that began in 1999 when this existing structure was built. And some of you were here for that. I was not, but some of you were. We are increasing access and impact and continuing our investment in a future that quite literally will take flight from this place. Thank you for being part of this moment, for believing in this mission, and for helping us build what comes next. Now I'd like to recognize some key individuals who made today possible and thank them for their incredible generosity. So if I could invite Mr. Jim Goldman up, please. And let me say a few things about Mr. Goldman first of all. First of all, you've been a huge supporter of the Aerospace Center for Excellence and Sun Fund for a very, very long time. Yes. Obviously, you've given back tremendously. Obviously, with the Skylab Innovation Center, things you have done for us with technology in the museum, our science on the sphere. Obviously, he's also a volunteer. He's worked at 927. He's at the radio station this year. He comes here. He spends his time with us. Also volunteers.
And he buys a ticket.
And he buys a ticket. Yeah. Yeah, that's very important. Lights got me on that one. Make sure everybody buys a ticket. And he also volunteers with us up at AirVenture as well. Jim, we truly appreciate your support. And if you'd like to say a few words, or if you don't have to. That's okay. Whatever you'd like to do.
I'm talking at the radio station. I've lost my voice.
Yes, he's been talking too much at the radio station and he has lost his voice. So you told me that last night. So anyway, but Jim, we really appreciate everything. And sir, $250,000 to make this happen. We truly appreciate it. Oh, where do you want to go? Oh, perfect. Good. Where's our camera people? Could someone get his camera?
I got it.
Someone grab his camera?
I got it. You got it, Joe? Okay.
It's not all camera guys are supposed to know how to work them all. Thank you, Jim. Please give Jim Goldman a round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Yes, give me that, would you? All right, next, I would like to introduce Linnea and Roland Becker. Please come forward. So Roland is on our board. Roland is the owner and operator of Higher Power Hydraulic Doors. I will tell you, Roland and I, we see each other, he's on our board. We don't talk an awful lot. Roland is a very humble individual. He's a very giving individual, yourself and Linnea, and they do so much for us here. Obviously, you know, all the support over the years, everything that you have done, even with the Skylab Innovation Center throughout the years, the support that you give us, coming down here and flying down here to be with us during our board meetings, we truly appreciate all of it.
Just an excuse to get away from that.
Okay, you can say just an excuse. I'm not going to get in between that. But also, before you present the check, I think y'all need to appreciate and understand too, what is being generously donated to us today is being matched by another anonymous donor. So, Mr. Goldman, your $250,000 has turned into $500,000. And Mr. Becker, go ahead, sir. $1 million. Thank you all so much.
All right.
Would you guys like to say anything? Or?
No, just basically kind of what I said at breakfast yesterday, that when we started coming here, it was to get, what can we get out of this? How can we further our business? But the further we went along, it was more about giving back and what we can do to help give back. So it's been an incredible journey for us. We're delighted to be able to do this and see this project go forward, and we expect nothing but great things.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. So I need to call someone up here real quick. Miss Jane Winter, please get up here. Yes, you don't have to say anything. I'm just talking about you. It's fine.
Behave yourself.
Yeah, I don't have my sunglasses.
I'm glad we didn't
I
have
just-
our matching shirts on today.
Yeah. you wore yours earlier. I just wanted to personally thank Jane Winter for all her hard work and dedication. So not only is she the VP for strategic partnerships and putting together, managing all the exhibits, all the events, you know, everything that Elsa is going on, all our sponsors have done a phenomenal job with your team and everything you've done this year, but also putting the pieces together to help us be here today and raise the necessary funds to get it done. And Jane and I talk all the time, right? And you know, I'm always like, Jane, where are we? What's happening? And she's probably like, get out of my office. You're like, I'm working on it. Have some faith. And I was like, okay, I'll back away. But Jane, on behalf of myself, our board of directors, our team, and all of the kiddos that are going to be supported and go through this facility, we are very grateful for all of your efforts. So thank you very much. And I don't usually hug my employees, but I'm going to hug you. All right, and I also want y'all to appreciate, you know, we're busy this week, but we are going to start construction on this on May 1st. So we are ready to go. Permits are in hand. Funding is in place. Board approvals are completed as well. I want to recognize Mr. Rick Garcia, our chairman of the board back there as well. Thank you for all the support and all of our board members that are here. And now we are going to get into, do you have something? Oh, you're just waving at me. Okay, all right, yay! Happy hands. I like it. So if we could, our board members and obviously Mr. Goldman and the Beckers, if you can come up here, we're going to do turn some dirt up here. We'll get some pictures. Let's get some pictures. All right, now get some dirt. You're gonna hold it up, and then I'm gonna give you a countdown, and I'll say not yet. I'll say 3, 2, 1, and when I get to 1, then we turn over. Okay? 3, 2, 1. All right. All right, friends, that's all we got for today. Thank you for being here, and get back to work. Thank you all so much.
We're here at the 2026 Sun and Fun.
Yes.
What is your logo and slogan? 52?
It's the red, white, and blue at 52 this year. Yes, sir. Last year we got on this theming thing. So last year it was turn up the fun at 51, and everybody liked the the kind of the flow and the rhyming. I don't know what we're gonna do for 53. I think we're in trouble. But guess what? We're in day 4 of red, white, and blue at 52. So it's been a great week for us so far.
It's been a fantastic week, and every year it gets better and better. Now, Gene, if you're not familiar with Gene Conrad, he is the president and CEO of the Aerospace Center for Excellence.
And the complaint department.
Oh,
so
I can't find any complaints here.
No.
But here in Lakeland, Florida, very few people know this. Are you a pilot?
I am not a pilot.
You're not a pilot.
I am not a pilot.
Yeah.
I am actually, so I was born in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Right? So I was born in Oshkosh. My dad ran the airport there when I was a kid, so I have been around events like this my whole life. I've volunteered up at AirVenture for the last 37 years. I'm the chairman for our airshow ground ops, so I handle all the airshow performers up there. But my brain and how it operates, I'm an operational minded person. I ran airports, for 20 years. I ran Lakeland Linder. I ran this airport for 12 years. I moved here in 2010 to run the airport only because Sun and Fun was here. But it's just not my thing. But I love aviation. I support it. But I always tell people when they're surprised by that, I'm like, well, someone's got to operate the airport,
Exactly.
right? Or an event like this, and that's what I do.
Well, as a pilot, and I thank you in
No, I
terms of
appreciate
keeping
it.
everyone safe up in the air, and especially on the ground. But in particular, we're here today for the outdoor pavilion.
Yeah.
give us a little tidbit on
Yeah,
that?
so we're in the pavilion right now.
So it's kind of open air.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful pavilion, but we live in Florida, right? And it gets warm. But I mean, the big key is, our educational programming here at the Aerospace Center for Excellence is growing significantly. We have story time programs, we have summer camps. We're bringing 4,000 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders in partnership with Polk County Public Schools through our Skylab Innovation Center this year. So there's a lot of activity, right? And so in order to grow, we need additional space like this. So we're going to glass in this outdoor pavilion. It will be air conditioned, but it will be a very useful space, throughout the year, not only for our educational program, but also for various events. We had Redbird Migration was here back in early March. Next year we're hosting NWAC, which is National Warbird Operators Conference, is coming in February next year. So we're going to have this space ready for that. So, we can bring in other aviational organizations and host large conferences, which will, obviously for us is great, because then we get an opportunity to speak to them and share the message of what's happening here with Sun and Fun and the Aerospace Center for Excellence.
Certainly, and we talked some B-roll earlier in terms of the donations.
Yes.
What, $2 million plus?
Yeah, well, this morning is $1.25 million, and then we have an anonymous donor that is matching that as well. So that turns into $2.5 million. And then also, because, of this event, and what we've been able to do over the last several years, the Aerospace Center for Excellence, we're putting in $1 million ourselves as well. So because we're making significant museum improvements as well, including the pavilion here. So, yep.
Well, that just shows and gives proof to the fact that you don't have to be a millionaire to donate and contribute to, aviation and the.
That's correct. I mean, all levels of giving, we are very, very grateful. I will tell you too, if you're buying, like when you come to this event and you buy a ticket, you can make a donation at that point, or you can just round up, right? If you bought a ticket, it's $45.50, you want to round up to 50 cents. Every penny matters. And I will tell you, my team does a phenomenal job, and we are using those monies in the right way. We get audited every year. We're a nonprofit, right? And we get audited every year, so we are putting these monies to good use, and we're good stewards with it as well.
And in terms of the payout or the ROI, return on investment, the kids, do we have kids from, say, 53 years ago? What are they doing?
Kids that have gone through our programs. If, for example,
They're not really kids.
Yeah, they're not kids. They're young adults, right? But through our James C. Ray Scholarship Program, for example, we awarded 30 private pilot scholarships last year, which is each one's about $12,000 per piece, a piece. And some of those folks, really. Two of our first young folks that went through that program, Angel Cassiano and Philip Harrington. I think Angel flies, I want to say he flies for American now, and Philip flies for Delta Airlines, right? And then we have an airframe and power plant program here as well. So not everybody like myself, we're not all going to be pilots, right? We're going to have maintainers, we need air traffic controllers, we need engineers, aerospace engineers as well. So our programming, just basically opens the door as wide as possible, to show people what is possible. And I will also tell you what's unique about what we're doing here too is, especially with our field trip program, I talked about the 4,000 kids we're bringing here. I will tell you, 50% of these kids are from Title I schools, right? And they live in areas that are not close to the airport, and they don't know that aviation is available to them. And when they come here and they can touch the airplanes and they can see, and they can go to our Redbird Flight Simulation Lab, and they can just put their hands on a yoke, it just becomes real for them all of a sudden when they've never been exposed to it. And that's what it's all about. Just open the door as wide as possible to give everybody an opportunity. And when you think about, again, our programming, our mantra here is cradle to cockpit, and we want to get the 2 to 5 year olds, and we're going to help and support you all the way, to get you to your career. And that's what this programming and what we offer here is all about.
Fantastic. Well, I reminisce on, I'm not going to tell you how old I am.
Yeah. I'm old too now. I'm old too. But I don't know how old you are, but you look good. So
yeah. It's a float of water.
Yeah.
But in any case, I can remember as a kid, just looking up and fantasizing, I wonder where they're going. I wonder what they're doing. So never realized it would translate in terms of getting a pilot's license. And speaking of Gene Conrad, and we actually spoke a couple weeks ago, and in terms of donating. So we're going to meet our cameras separately and really plan something out.
And we truly appreciate it. All the support, we are forever grateful. And we just and there are a lot of great nonprofits all over the country, and everybody's tugging for donations and so anybody that wants to give, we're just very, very grateful, and they're far and few between, but we just appreciate the partnership and look forward to talking to you here in a couple weeks.
Definitely so. I envision right now my donation and hopefully everyone else's donation. I want to put a person on the moon.
Oh, wow.
That's what I want to do.
Yep, absolutely. And to that point, Jared Isaacman, the NASA administrator, was actually here Wednesday and spoke at a venue called that's called the Hangar here. So he flew in his personal F5s here. I think it's the Freedom 250 jet team. So he flew in, spoke to about 500 people here on Wednesday. There's NASA Super Guppies here. But what's interesting is when you think about Florida and all of the activity with space and SpaceX and Blue Origin and NASA now with Artemis and all that stuff. Now's the time, right? It's like the Apollo program.
But it's been the time, though.
Yeah, but it's been the time. But I think for kids now, though, they can see it, and it happens so often now. Because like when I was growing up with the space shuttle, it was 1 a year, maybe 2 a year, but
So
they're
I may
launching.
have some years on you, though.
Yeah, but they're launching. But here in Florida, they're launching rockets, every day. Some days they're launching them every day during the week. Now, granted, it's not that cadence, every week or whatnot.
We have supply ships and things of that nature.
And I will say, something I've talked to my wife about before. When you think about humanity, we have struggles all over the place. But when you think about space, that's like the one frontier we can all dream and come together and let's just go do cool stuff.
We should send all the world leaders out to outer space.
Yeah,
better place.
Well, I'll stay out of the politics of it.
But beyond politics, I saw, just the reaction of the astronauts coming back from Artemis 2.
Yep.
And they were just so humbled by the fact that, looking at this tiny ball in the middle of nowhere, our planet, our spaceship. So.
Yeah, but space, it brings us all together because it's a cool common goal that we can all get behind because it's the wonder of it, right? We all wonder. We all look up at night. We look at the stars. We what's out there, and there's a giant universe out there, and it's just so cool, but programs like this and what we do here, it's just
if I had field trips like this as a kid, I'd still be in school.
Yes, me too. Yeah, so but we're very grateful, and
I grew up in a time, actually back in the 70s, I used to go down to Langley Field, Virginia, and my grandparents lived there, and so that was the summer trek, and it was either Buckrow Beach in Hampton or Norfolk, or Newport News in Hampton, and hit the Langley and just look at the capsules, and that's what I got the bug with me. So.
Yeah, and that's what, Sun and Fun too, just getting back to the event we're here at today, and that's one thing I hear quite a bit, now that I've been running Sun and Fun in the Aerospace Center for Excellence for 4 years, is when these little kids come here, right, a lot of them, it's the first introduction, and that's what inspires them, just seeing whether it's F-35 or it's a home built or it's a rotorcraft or whatnot, or ultralights. Just to see that and get that first experience, it clicks something in the head and be like, hey, I can want to do that, and we're just here to help them get that accomplished.
I'm going to throw this idea at you, man. I've not spoken to you about this, but a time capsule.
Yep.
You take the little kids today, 2026.
That's interesting.
And you have them write down their fantasies, their ambitions in aviation, stick into a time capsule.
That's pretty interesting, because we're going to start construction on this pavilion on May 1st. I'm going to talk to Eric Crump, my VP for the Aerospace Center for Excellence. We're probably going to do something like that because I think that would be I appreciate that. That's a good idea. So we'll look into that.
I'm just thinking back to the time when I was a little kid, and aviation was so far removed from reality.
Yep.
And, so.
Awesome.
Anyway, it was a real pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Thanks for your time. Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you very much, and we look forward to Sun and Fun continuing.
Oh yeah, next 52 years. Let's go.
Exactly.
There you go.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's it. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Very nice officially meeting you, and look forward to talking with you here